That too many folks here in Georgia and across the country are struggling to pay the bills. We all know the price of everything from housing to health care to groceries is still too high.
Okay, former President Barack Obama made a major blunder and a gaffe campaigning for Kamala Harris, saying, yes, Americans nationwide are suffering from record-high inflation under Biden-Harris. That has not come down. They have not fixed it. Trump is set to debut his new line this Sunday, Harris broke America, at his rally at Madison Square Garden. Let's bring back an evening edit favorite, Chicago voter P-Rae Easley. P-Rae, we love to hear from you. When people see you, they sit up and take notice. What do you make of Obama here? Why didn't he speak out before about inflation still sticking way high under Biden and Harris? What do you think?
Right now, he's in cleanup mode. They have sent him out to jive with the tribe. That's why he has his accent going. And he just wants to come out and make people feel the nostalgia of how they felt during his initial campaign. And that time is over. We're done with that. They're just entertaining America at this point.
Okay, you know, we caught, too, that Obama also said health care is still too high. After Obamacare, hospitals and doctors and nurses say that swamped them in red tape. This is after Bill Clinton and Joe Biden also blundered, telling the truth. P-Rae, just sit and listen to this. Watch.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted and that doesn't happen, we got to lock him up.
Oh, really? Lock him up. Did you catch that, P-Rae? So Joe Biden said the quiet part out loud. Lock up in jail Donald Trump. That's what they've been trying to do. When you heard these blunders, Bill Clinton saying they're coming across unvetted, Obama saying inflation is still too high under Biden and Harris, Joe Biden saying lock up Trump, which is what he says they've been trying to do for years. How do voters react to all this?
We look at it as if this is a vendetta against the president and they're not working for the American people. They know exactly what's going on. They know that inflation is high. They know that health care is too expensive. They know that we have unvetted people coming across the border. But rather than solve those problems, their issue is maintaining power. Their issue is that they know that President Trump is the clear winner here. And their goal is to mentally trick and deceive the people into voting for them, again, in an emotional sense. But being hungry is emotional. Not being able to pay your bills is emotional. Yeah. Being afraid that your children may not come home. Those things are emotional. And so their desires to trick us are kind of overshadowed by our reality. And the reality is that the Harris-Biden administration is not working, and we do not want to continue this with the Harris-Walz administration.
Yeah, we keep hearing from voters like you, the far-left version of this Democrat Party, way out of touch, tone deaf with the American people. Axios reports more and more top Democrats are afraid Trump will win. Trump is now tied with Harris in the final New York Times Siena poll before this election. P-Rae, it's so interesting. By this point, Biden was up about 9 points. Hillary was up about 4 points in 2016. It looks like the polls are underestimating working and middle-class voters who really don't like to talk to both pollsters. P-Rae, sit tight. Listen to CNN polling analyst Harry Enton. Watch this.
Trump may win the popular vote, John. Everyone has been talking about this idea that Trump may win in the Electoral College, but Kamala Harris may win the popular vote. You mentioned that New York Times poll, a tie. That's actually right in the middle of the spectrum when we're talking about recent polling data. You don't have to look very far to find Donald Trump ahead nationally. He was up by 2 points in the CNBC poll, up by 3 in the Wall Street Journal poll. Very close races within the margin of error. Fact is, Donald Trump is very much in a position he could win the popular vote, which, of course, is something he would absolutely love to do.
P-Rae, win the popular vote. Take it away, P-Rae. Final word.
Donald Trump has already won. I want everybody to know that from sea to shining sea, that the American people are ready to put ourselves first. We don't have money, time, or energy to dedicate to this open border and the chaos that the Biden-Harris administration has pushed upon us. I invite everybody in America to join Chicago as we flip this country red and bring Donald Trump back to his proper place, which is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I also want to invite the president to please come to Chicago like you promised us. You are going to have the biggest party of your life if you come here, and please continue to support us at chicagored.org, because the work that we're doing here in Chicago is reverberating around the country as we make our country great again.
Okay.
God bless America.
P-Rae Easley there. Thank you so much. Good to see you again.